time when so much is changing, there is still so much of our culture that has to be documented and kept alive. Who are the bearers of these precious living cultures? How do they pass on a knowledge transmitted through the ages? What they represent has survived colonization, conflict, marginalization, and yet they persist. Sila ang sisidlan, the living vessels that store Dayaw, our knowledge, our pride. Our series on the culture bearers, our Gawad Malilikan ng Bayan awardees or GAMABA continues. This time, we look at those masters who are still with us, whose continuing work we must acknowledge, learn more about, and preserve. Northern Luzon is a home of 3 GAMABA winners we feature in this episode. The first is a Kalinga teacher. The second is a maker of hats from Abra. The third, a weaver from Ilocos Norte. What can we learn from them as we begin to admire the complexity and the richness of their work? From Pinili, Ilocos Norte, and perhaps the oldest of the GAMABA winners. At the time when she was honored, Magdalena Gamayo's frail frame and quiet demeanor belies the strength of her weaves and the impact of her work on her community.
Magdalena Gamayo, well, when she was given the award in 2012, she was already 88 years old. But I think as early as 16, when she already learned the art of weaving. The abel, the Ilocano abel. Abel is the kind of term for hobby, no? And she has a very, very vast repertoire of abel weaving, especially the binakol pattern. She knows many, many other patterns. Some of them are very difficult to make. Magdalena Gamayo, in spite of her age, can continue doing all those important, very important designs.
Gamayo specializes in the weaving of the hardy cotton fabric called abel by the Ilocano. The binakol pattern, a complex abstraction said to represent the whirlwind, is one of her specialties. Many variations of the binakol exist, and she still retains the complex mathematics of its construction in her mind and in her heart. But for a skill to survive, there is a need for base raw material of her choice, kapas or locally grown cotton.
Isa dito yung mga dunga kulay na panait, di ka babangga kapag katakangan mo.
Gamayo's wish is for more young Ilocanos to learn from her and to inherit and carry on the knowledge which she is only a vessel of.
Tatinda ka mo man ka Kita mo to na yan, di mamo no ababati diagkon no na manayong pay no madanong ko ti sa ngagasot sa tawon ano saan. May sungay karkararag ko na po Diyos, no? Manayo na kailangan siya. Kaya po, mapayag pa. Anong dati rigat ko sa pinabakit.
Magdalena is a master of a wide range of repertoire. She can do many designs, techniques, color combinations that a single weaver will not be able to do. So she's really very unusual. That was what made her stand out from all the others. Also the refinement of her technique. So again, quiet person, but beautiful textile.
Solidarity is really a very strong sense of community. They really are able to build strong sense of solidarity among themselves. That's why when you look at Ilocano structures, they're quite simple. Even the churches show these structures. There are very few ornaments. What you see is the solidity of structure, simple, and compact. Anything compact is more durable. So this is what I can say about Magdalena Gamayo. She really showcases the best of the Ilocano mind.
Sa kasalukuyan, ang Pilipinas ay tahanan ng mahigit 100 grupo ng katutubong Filipino sa bisa ng Batas Republika 8371 o ang Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act. Kinikilala ang karapatan ng mga katutubo sa kanilang lupaing ninuno. Gayon din ang kanilang karapatan sa sariling pamamahala at kapangyarihan. Ang karapatan nila sa isang makatarungang lipunan at ang pagbuo nila sa sariling kalinangan. Ang pagpapahalaga sa karapatang katutubo ay pagyakap sa ating pagka-Filipino. Isang mensahe ngayong buwan ng katutubong Filipino mula sa PTV.
In the work of Magdalena Gamayo, we see how physical frailty and age have not hindered her from continuing to weave and to teach. In the work of Teofilo Garcia of Abra, we see how a close relationship with nature can shape a practical object of endurance and beauty. May seem like a simple thing, an item dismissed as a folksy Filipiniana. But in the creations of Teofilo Garcia, an Ilocano living in San Quintin, Abra, the gourd hats or tabungao that he creates are a result of agricultural knowledge, time-honored and functional design, and simple but pleasing aesthetic sensibilities. What others may see as just a hat is in fact an object that shows just how deeply traditional Filipino craftsman was attuned to his environment. For Garcia, it all begins with growing the perfectly spherical upo.
Dua nga klase ti panagara ti marami ka kalulong para ti manlalon simple laeng tabungaw ose why tansa ti may kadua para ti opisyal ang rugimot lang ti tabungaw poser way mito ken barnis dadya ti pagmulaan ket ti pamayak ti dayayen matulungan ti bugaso anti-fertilizer ta iso ti pintas ti mangparitat panagdakkel ti tabungaw.
With a perfect gourd to work with, he now begins the process of creating a hat.
Malpasen nga maani rin yung tabungaw. Ragadjun nga agkatwa. Pagkatapos, alpasan na rin dyan, no malungsot dalusan. No madalusanan ipamaga. Apaman nga mamagaan, mabalinin nga singud para aramitin na kaluluwi. No madisinyon, nakasagaan ang muta dyan, lingkan, sakam, ratan, sa isto. Papasan na nga ma-assemble. So, mati pa na gusto mo rin yung decoration. So, ganito. Diyan na yung barnis. Diyan yung barnis. Makalungan. Gana nga tumangkod. Kasi pa nanguray mo itatangkan na baka makabulan. Makabulan pa 1 month.
With the GAMABA recognition came the sudden resurgence of interest in the hat as a statement of one's identity, as well as a need for Teofilo to pass on his knowledge.
Ito yung ma'am. Natuloy nga anak na bigyan na silang high school sa Piting. Pangisok ko mo.
You know, it's very rare that you find a person who becomes interested in one seemingly curious item, a hat, no, made of gourd, and you know, he single-handedly was able to really master the skills necessary for making very strong hats. The tabungaw of the people of the Tinggians, and if you look at the surface, the hat seems to be simple, but if you look underneath the hat, it's very intricate. And one thing good about Teofilo Garcia is that he was able to really impart his knowledge to the young kids in his community. Now it's part of the school system. I think the Department of Education in his region was able to make the tabungaw making part of school curriculum. And so I don't think this tradition will disappear anytime soon, simply because of the way he was able to teach the young people in his community how to make the tabungaw.
He's really an unusual person because since the time that he was awarded, they have been able to put together a program in elementary school practical arts. One whole year yata or one semester of curriculum based on his hat weaving. Now, and it's very interesting kasi the planning starts with the planting of the upo. They start with the planting of the upo, and then he teaches them. It's a special variety of upo, not any variety will do. And then yung harvesting, and then yung collecting of materials, and there is a curriculum. So he's really an unusual person to be able to do that and to teach it. He teaches it in the elementary school in his community. For me, that's the ideal, really, of GAMABA. So you have to give it to him. He's such a quiet man also.
Susunod sa Schoolmates, are you an introvert, extrovert, or ambivert? Pag-usapan natin ang iba't ibang personality types na yan with our Fun Thursday Barkada.
Pag hindi ko kilala lahat ng tao, hindi talaga ako nagsasalita.
Parang mas open ako mag-small talk. Kailangan mo rin maging observant. Kasi para mag-approach na tao, kailangan medyo na-gets mo na sila.
Ay, ba't nananahimik ka? Nagugulat kayo na nanahimik ako. Eh, dahil nga sa inyo.
Join ka na sa masayang usapan.
Ikaw ang problema. Ikaw ang problema.
Doon ka muna.
Is Schoolmates, ang award-winning debate show at Youth Forum ng Bayan. Dito lang sa inyong pambansang TV. Pagkakataon nyo ng maglingkod para sa bayan. Inaanyayahan namin ang lahat ng mga individual na may talento at dedikasyon na mag-apply sa aming mga bukas na posisyon. Engineering Division, Administrative Assistant, Audio Operator, Broadcast Operations Technician, Camera Operator, CCU System Technician, Musical Spinner, Studio Light Operator, Technical Director, Vision Mixer, TOC Technician, Uplink Technician. Ipadala ang iyong resume sa hireme@ptni.gov.ph.
Alonzo Saclag was given the award in the year 2000 because he was a dancer, very good dancer. Alonzo Saclag is also a musician, no? He knows how to play the nose flute of the kalinga, gangsa, the kolitong of the kalinga, and many other instruments of the kalinga. So he's a master of the musical instruments of the kalinga and of the dances and architecture.
Indeed, Saclag, a native of Lubuagan, is very different from the other GAMABA masters in that he is devoted to preserving not just a particular aspect of his culture. His passion covers dance, music, chanting, architecture, spiritual and social rituals of the Kalinga. The Awichon village in Lubuagan is his own tribute to the Kalinga culture he grew up loving.
Para may preserve ang kultura sa sarili kong gastos, ginawa ko na ito. Bumili ako ng lupa dito. Walang tao dito noon at walang tubig dito. Kaya parang itong lugar na ito ay plateau, parang mesa, Awichon mesa. Yan. So ginawa ko ito at my own expense. Pag may kaunti akong pera, Nakahal ako ng tao dito para magtrabaho. Binibigyan ko sila ng dito kumakain at binibigyan ko sila ng parang sahod nila. At ano man ang pwede kong ibenta, basta lang matapos ito, ibenta ko. Ibang rice terraces na maliliit, kung may baka, animal ako na kalabaw, ibenta ko para lang may gastusin dito. Sarili kong ginawa para may preserve ang kultura. Noon, pag lalo na kung successful ang kayo sa tribal war, isa yun na parang victory dance. Ang isa, kung may parang piyesta, ganun, pues sumayaw, parang mag-asawa, parang wedding, parang pwede rin yun, sumayaw. Pero nag-umpisa noon yung sayaw na yun sa victory dance sa tribal. Kaya walang umiti, kasi warrior, pati babae walang umiti sa sayaw na yun, tachok. Pwera yung salip na ang tawag namin doon ay salip, yung parang courtship na babae at lalaki. Moy jai pa ila, moy jai pa ila, elala, 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 alingga kopian jai. Yung bata ko, interesado ako sa sound ng gang. Pati yung mga kanta namin, mga parang yung ballad, yung mga victory song, yung kanta para sa namatay na matanda, yun, mga salidumay, ganun. At hanggang lumaki ako, yan pa rin ang kwan. So, nung nag-aral ako, parang palagi akong naughty. Parang gusto ko yung moving. So, hindi ako nakapag-graduate ng college dahil foolish nga ako, naughty ako noon. Pero pagdating sa dance, kanta, magaling ako doon. Kaya nisip ko na yan na yata ang gift ko kay Lord. Kaya hindi parehas ang gift ni Lord sa mga tao. Lalo ako nilugwagin.
In Alonzo Saclag, we see a Filipino who is passionate about the preservation of all aspects of his culture, and the passion, even at his age, seems unabating. The establishment and training of the Kalinga Budong dance troupe he established is easily the most accessible form of learning for both his Kalinga participants and his eager audience.
Alonzo Saclag's commitment to preserving the culture of a warrior society may strike some of us as anachronistic. What is he truly reviving? Courage, cultural pride, the memory of a journey that as people have taken from being members of a tribe to being part of a nation.
Rasa kinta ipapas,
that through hell and high water, he holds these huge festivals and workshops in Kalinga. And that means he's a good organizer. He calls together not only his community, but now I think neighboring communities. They come together, they have their festivals, and they compare and contrast, and they do this all in the spirit of oneness. Now, in the Cordilleras, this is very important. No? There are few people that can call together such groups. And so the fact that he calls them, and then the topics, sometimes it's for an instrument making festival, sometimes it's for a dance festival, sometimes it's for singing. But I have on several occasions marveled at the fact that he is capable of doing this. It's hard to do. Yeah.
Ayo insalido may diwas.
Earlier, I asked, what can we learn from the GAMABA awardees from Northern Luzon? Well, we may not learn the intricacies of weaving a kusikos pattern, nor understand the social fabric of a traditional warrior society, nor the way of making a hat from a gourd. These are the end products of their work. What we can learn from, what will be most useful and relevant to our lives today is the humility and the perseverance with which Alonzo Saclag, Magdalena Gamayo, and Teofilo Garcia have lived their lives. Theirs is a hard choice. In the face of a changing world, they've quietly gone on, doing what they love. They sought no acclaim, no recognition, no honor from a world that has yet to learn how to look and value what they stand for. Yet, slowly but surely, the recognition has come. The state, through the National Commission on Culture and the Arts, has seen to that. It is up to us now to acknowledge the gift that they have given us and to say thank you for choosing to be bearers of Dayaw, our knowledge, our pride.
Disaster Watch. Alamin ang heavy rainfall warning system ng Pag-asa. Yellow rainfall warning. Pinapayuhan ng lahat na mag-monitor ng mga weather update sa inyong lugar. Maghanda sa posibleng pagbaha sa mga mabababang lugar at